Hey everybody, it's the Degenerate Gambler here, aka Landon, aka the editor of these podcasts. And since we are not recording an episode next week, we decided to go a little long in this episode to make up for that. And because of that, we're going to make this episode into a two-parter. So part one will be this week at the regular scheduled time, and part two will be next week. So hope everybody gets to enjoy. Talk to you guys later.
Woo! Hold on. I mean, everything sounds good.
Yeah, sure.
I got the stupid thing up here. All right. I can't do it. All right, it's like the shy bladder. All right. Oh, dude, you're already recording.
Yep.
All right, we ready?
Sure.
All right, folks. We are at episode 4, Mcgrouchville, your fancy feast edition, as we're recording 1 week before Thanksgiving. So happy pre-Thanksgiving, as we are not going to do a show next week. But for the good news, we now have about half a day's worth of work of shows. So if you're doing some light traveling, there's 4 hours that keep you busy on that. We are a man down this week, but we'll run a triple play or triple option or whatever kind of fancy sports analogies we want to run through. So I will be your host, Matthew, along with the gambler, Landon.
What up?
And brother Chris, the man who helps keep the conversations going.
Hola.
How's everybody's week?
It's
starting intro.
Going good. Today's my last day of work because I had a lot of vacation, so I'm gonna basically have the next, 4 Fridays off.
Nice. As the audience knows, you are a man of the people and you hate work. So.
Oh yeah, I definitely hate work.
Are you burning your PTO?
I pretty much just use off all my vacation for the rest of the year.
So many people do that. So
I mean, I can't roll it over, so
none. You can't roll over any.
nope.
Not. So you're gonna go into January with 0 hours PTO.
I mean, it's gonna new year
reset.
Oh, you don't.
It's like a reset, fresh downs. Like
yeah.
You gotta.
Oh, you don't accrue. You don't accrue hours each week. They just give you the full set.
Right. Yeah. Certain days, use them or you lose them type of deal.
Yeah. Yep. That's a big deal. Right?
Which a lot of NFL coaches should do.
I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of PTO for some coaches. Yeah.
Permanent PTOs.
Permanent PTO. And it's paid because most of them will have check training.
Yeah, definitely.
That's pretty nice, though. What other careers? Maybe that's a topic another time that you can successfully fail at, but make a boatload of money.
Oh,
C-suite guys. Yes.
C-suite.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like imagine if regular jobs are like, okay, we're gonna hire you on. Well, I guess there's people constructions oh, here's your contract to work on this type of deal, which I don't know how those really work, but for I'll say regular 9 to 5 or just oh, you're just stuck with us until you decide to quit or we fire you. But there's not a certain amount of time that could ever happen. Set years, only bonuses you get are Christmas bonuses. I don't know, well,
unless you get a jelly of the month club.
Correct.
Well, I guess there is if you work based off commission and stuff, but
yeah, typically companies will pay you commission once you leave, but bonuses,
right?
Yeah, and there's always a severance.
It's ringing in the ears. We were just talking about this before we started the official launch of the episode 4 here, about trying to hustle as much as I can right now. But we are down the armchair quarterback couch coach, so he's on the What are we allowed
He
to
needs
call it?
PTO.
He's
Needs
on
PTO.
He needs
he's
PTO.
on low.
What did he go
He's
in at
on
5:30 and get off at 5:30 today?
Or something like that. Like
he's load managing.
Load manage. Okay. He's
on a pitch count.
Pitch count, or I was thinking,
so
I wish
we'll
I
have
were
to
more
give him
best.
a lot of grief. Maybe he'll make a surprise cameo in a recording in the post episode.
He'll just edit, the weekend, and he'll be like, I'll edit all this out.
Yeah, I wish y'all were like NBA guys, because I would have made a whole lot more jokes about, like,
oh man,
people like load managing, and
I know what the load managing is. So
yeah, but I guess I don't.
Grizzlies are doing okay.
Chris, you said you didn't even watch an NBA game till since 2004. So,
but I think I've heard. Don't they do that for LeBron so he doesn't get so tired for the playoffs?
Pretty much. Basically, try not to waste all your energy in the regular season so you can be ready for the playoffs.
They kind of do that with running backs too, right?
Yeah, in a way. It's this drive is yours, this drive is mine. Kind of flip flop, but but they still play in the game.
Famously they play to win the game.
Yeah,
allegedly. Yes. Oh goodness.
Well, maybe some. Unless they start tanking, like Titans are probably. Giants are tanking. Carolina tanking supposedly now.
So. Don't use all the content now. We got to savor some of that for the Thanksgiving Day festivities. So, Chris, how's the week been?
Yeah. It's hiring season. A lot of offers to be out there. They're just waiting for the hiring managers.
It means the money should be coming in soon.
Yeah, Q1.
Yeah. Plus just tiring since it's cold or tired, or oh my gosh, dark by like 5 p.m. our time.
Oh yeah, it's midnight and the kids freak out. It's like it's 5 o'clock and I should be in bed.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus, it's cold season, so like it's harder to get up in the mornings. I just want to stay in bed all day.
You are a product of the generation there.
It didn't take long.
Oh yeah, I am. I totally am.
Oh man,
it's so hard to get up in the mornings.
Well, we got our, I guess, first snow of the season today, so we have about an inch today in the Cincinnati area. So it's not officially Snowmageddon. The kids will still go to school tomorrow. We don't. It has to be hazardous road conditions before we even look at trying to close and such. So we're no Cleveland though. Cleveland, they got to get like actual feet of snow. So
that is so weird. Like
Middle Tennessee, man. If it's any snow out there, it is everything shut down. Wild.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we appreciate you joining episode 4. Our roadmap today is going to be a little bit interesting, as it will be all things Thanksgiving. But as far as a specific segment here, we're just going to, just like Thanksgiving itself and the dishes that are laid out, it's going to be a cornucopia of just anything and everything right now. So
dropping C-bombs.
And we love to talk sports, and we love food, and we love Thanksgiving. I'm going to be visiting the Gigi house next week, so my hope is to run into you all and spend, I guess, quality family time, as many of our listeners will. It'll be a Hallmark moment, or as Gigi says, a Hallmarky moment in the air. So, being the Thanksgiving season here, we have a variety of items we can hit. What's the low hanging fruit right now? We start off on.
Typically, we're not going to go around the horn and say what we're thankful for.
No. This is the Mcgrouchville. You got to be grouchy.
It's a reverse psychology on
that. Because our listeners are going to be grumbling about I got to go see Aunt Sally Mae and old Harold and
So without the, I was hoping that the couch coach would be involved because he's so astute at helping me. And I was going to do a deep dive. I think I still can. So we've made introductions to family members, right? We have 4
Yes.
characters to introduce.
And if you are not familiar with those characters, remember you got to go back to episodes 1 through 3 to get your update. So.
That is correct. That's correct. So once upon a child, this guy literally, I think I've expressed how I'm not a kid fan and I did not like being one. So, of course, what do kids do at Thanksgivings? Ruin them. Absolutely ruin Thanksgiving.
This sounds like story time with Uncle Chris.
And I wish I had more of the details, but being a child with a dumb memory who can't remember anything, it's a very rainy Thanksgiving. I think if I had to guess, pre 1990, maybe because I would guess. And at the
I wish I was saying that because I wish I could help you out with the memory, but
and that's why I was hoping the couch coach would be. But, honestly, probably wouldn't be. Matthew might be able to maybe vicariously through stories throughout the years.
Oh.
This does involve one Mark Crouch. And
no.
Oh yeah, and of course.
Does it does it entail Bud Light or
No, I don't think so. I think it's just honestly, it's not that serious. I think it's just a matter of sheer will. I refuse to accept my status, my station in life as a youth, and then I didn't want to sit at the child table at the one Hobart and Carlene house. And guys, this kitchen, literally the room I'm sitting in now, it probably is bigger than most of the living room and kitchen combined of that house. And so you have all these folks clustered in on a rainy day. I think, Matt, you were probably like
teeny tiny
you were
running
there,
around.
I guess. Maybe Jess was there. I don't know. I mean, obviously there were other children, so I'm guessing. I know. Oh, Michael.
And they don't like sports, so there would have been no football.
Oh, there's nothing on. There's nothing to do. There's just 2 tables divided with I remember getting the old face to face, and I think I got grounded. There's probably a lot of just the sheer temper tantrum refusal to want to sit at the child table. That was awful.
Just for reference, how old was it? How old?
Well, I mean,
5 or 6?
I would say maybe like 7 or 8.
7 or 8.
So Matthew might have been 2. This might have been.
I mean, it's basic math.
And I think that was the whole. I think it was the whole thing because of having like drag the kids, down the road in the rain. Everyone else is there. It's Thanksgiving, and I think old Uncle Mike would probably have a good feel for.
Yeah, we need the couch coach in here because he would give a whole play-by-play and he would analyze it like Tony Romo. We would have the little pictures and
because again, if obviously he was probably either really young or not there, but his parents probably told the story 1,000 times. It always
they had the old 1980s 90s camcorder, like the family videos like that you see on America's Funniest Home Video style.
Yeah.
So there would have had
a little bit about family dysfunction and not just with children for a second, because I think it would invite the viewer just to see like what kind of mess they've got themselves into here. So our grandparents, who were long divorced on both sides, we call them different names, and it's always driven everyone crazy. We all know the elephants are in the room here. It's absolutely out of control. And from one camp you have Meemaw, who often is.
I think she's the stable one.
As exactly, Landon. What would be her other name?
Oh, Meemaw's other name?
Oh,
I have no clue. I've only heard her be by Meemaw.
Matthew.
Oh man, this is like Gigi put me on the spot as far as can you pass the test?
Yep.
Is it a mama?
Yes, I believe it is that. Yes, yes. There are 2 camps. There are 2 camps in the family, and they have different. Also, with the aforementioned Hobart, R.I.P. He was called Pa, just a simple P.A. by one camp.
Oh, but there's another camp,
Pop.
and it's Pop.
Yes,
Man,
yes.
now I
We
think
want to
about
know
like,
how many families are out there who have different camps, different names for the matriarch and patriarch here. Whether or not that they're still together or split up. I mean, honestly, Meemaw and Pa were divorced in the mid-70s. Yeah, prehistoric
Gosh,
dinosaur times.
free
that
us.
Yes,
kind of makes sense on why I never knew what to call him.
but they
'Cause, like I
remained
kept
friends.
See, Landon being the
like
gambler and not entering planet Earth until 1998. It's a weird perspective. So
That's
yeah,
right.
like
Did
I
you
didn't
find
know.
it funny that they were friends until he passed away? Yeah,
Yeah,
they were friends forever.
yeah,
Like, hey,
just like the song "Friends
yeah,
Forever."
but it's like only person I really knew who to call right was Meemaw. It's like, what do I call you? There are so many different names for them. It's like I never knew what to call them. So it's like anytime I talk to him, I just make sure I'm looking at him. I'm like, okay, I'm talking to you.
That is wild. I mean, I'm trying to think right now if we cause any confusion
Yeah,
outside of just this family row, and I can't think of any. My kids use the proper terms. They call me Mima. I
Right.
mean, and Gigi's a Gigi.
Yeah.
yeah, which they
I
created that. I'm guessing because I definitely wasn't GG until they came around, as far as I know.
whew,
Yeah.
man, I would actually love to hear, or if we can actually string around some comments
And
out there.
I'd like to find out if I was just I couldn't have been the only monster who just detested sitting at the kid table. Oh,
The
I just
kid
hated it
team.
so much. Yeah. Anyway.
So one grumpy tradition for you is the kid table. If everybody in America were to just axe the kiddie table, you'd be okay with that.
Yeah. It's all about equity and inclusion regarding age.
Oh man, I don't even know how to follow that one up. I mean, Landon, you got any horrible kid table stories, or just in general? I mean, you live a different. You live.
Yeah. We
don't
all
you go to
do.
Florida sometimes on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, for I say most of my childhood slash adult, Thanksgiving, like we always went down to Thanksgiving. So I don't, just like very recently, uh, once like people started passing away down there, we started not going as often, and so like, we've had very like little Thanksgiving like just up here, but yeah, the whole thing, our like Thanksgivings down in Florida, like their food was so different. Like they were all
Tell
like,
me about it.
so
Are you not eating turkey on Thanksgiving?
well, we can talk about that debate later.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but it's like how me like the my favorite food is like mac and cheese, and like that's a staple. I would say that's pretty staple Thanksgiving food, but like they would never have it. Like they would have like these uh like chicken dumpling noodles, but like type of deals. Like, just it's like none of the staple foods. Like no mashed potatoes. I don't even think they had corn. I think they had like dressing, but it's been a while. So like I just remember like a whole bunch of like noodles type of stuff.
Noodles? Like Asian
Yeah.
noodles? Or like
No, like I'm thinking like chicken dumpling type of noodles. Like
like egg
I
noodles.
could be yeah, so stuff like that. But it's like that's not Thanksgiving food to me. But yeah. So like and I'm trying to even I can't really even remember much. I have a terrible memory, but like that was my main thing. I was like, why is there like no mac and cheese? It's like where's like the corn and like mashed potatoes? And then I think there was like a turkey, So like
So
this,
are you a traditionalist there? A food traditionalist for Thanksgiving? Is it a requirement?
yeah, like I'm very simple when it comes to like Thanksgiving. It's like I don't care about the casseroles. Oh, noodles and casseroles are their main things. So
Noodles and casseroles.
yes, like green bean casseroles and things like that.
Is
And
there a
like I'm
time or
not
place that doesn't make sense?
uh
Noodles and casserole. Maybe I mean maybe.
yeah, I don't.
Now the egg noodles, not spaghetti noodles. Yeah, there's a million different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like more like chicken dumpling type of
Yeah, okay.
noodles.
That tracks for sure.
Okay.
But
I
yeah,
feel that.
Do you
yeah,
remember?
and plus
Matt, do
and
you remember that?
plus
Oh, go ahead.
oh, and plus like the house that we think it could be my grandma Linda's. Like the house is like 90 degrees because older generations like they get cold easily. Reason why they're in
Not
Florida.
me, Mom.
Oh,
It's
Yeah,
a
no, like
whopping 47 degrees every time I walk in
yeah.
there.
Gigi's house is icy. Like you
oh
always have to bring like hoodies and
yeah,
sweaters. Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's always like so. It's Florida and like the house feels like it's 90 degrees inside. It's ugh. I mean no, like the only I'm not gonna say about that, but it was nice just like having like the like a it's called the Indian River. Is like they're like right you know right by their house is like right next to it, so it's always nice to go down there and like fish. While people are cooking, me and some other family members, we'd be just out on the pier just fishing, most of the time. So that was always my highlight. Going like fish like saltwater fishing because hardly ever get to do that.
You get seasick. It does sound
I
awesome.
don't, but my dad does, and that was a mistake taking him going out deep sea fishing at one time. So that
Oh,
been, but since there's just like a bunch of piers right next to it, like just staying on the piers, you go fishing, get back and relax, and know what you're gonna catch.
I think you were going to ask me, Christopher, and if I'm trying to see if I was going to pull up the same story, but I'll let you
No,
alley oop it to me.
No, it was just a question about we were to my to my food a moment ago, and you know, eh, food traditionalist versus Domino's Pizza.
Domino's Pizza's where I was going.
Yeah.
So we talked about the I hate the kids table. So I've got a Griswold Thanksgiving festival here that I'm going to put to the side here, the great 2017 Thanksgiving. But the Domino's Pizza is actually a fond memory, and I may remember it differently. But
No, it was
allegedly,
great.
That sounds way more fun than like
It was
Gigi
traditional
had
like turkey.
burnt the turkey, I think. Was that it?
I don't think it was out of this wasn't out of default. This was a planned thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
it
yeah,
around
yeah.
98?
She was just like, I
Was
don't want to
Landon?
cook.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
I
like,
mean,
want
I
to
don't
cook,
remember
and I
it,
don't wanna
so
cook. Mhm.
Yeah, I mean Landon, he was barely in. So, and I remember you were there, and then it was an awesome weekend. And I think we played Blitz maybe on the 64 or Quarterback Club.
That sounds spot on. Yeah.
So it would have been a great time. Probably even watch movies with everyone. I don't know if it had been a Titanic, but there was one movie too that The Odd Couple, like the old OG Odd Couple, not the show, but like the Walter Matthau, Jack
Oh
Lemmon.
yeah,
Remember
yeah,
watching
yeah.
that with Meemaw around that time. So I could be mixing several different Thanksgivings into one, but
That's
the
weird,
old
man. Oh, it blurs together, man. Yeah.
the old Domino's Pizza Thanksgiving. So I mean that's hey, whatever your Thanksgiving festivities you may be going to, it's okay to be grouchy about the child's table, but it's okay to not go all tradition, and we'll talk through that.
Because
But
honestly,
there's
Domino's
also
Pizza rules over nasty green bean
bean casserole.
casserole. It's
Creamy.
the worst. It is the
Yes.
I
worst.
do have a question
Like
though, because
that.
Gigi says I cannot have deviled eggs because you can't stand the smell of eggs. Is this a
That's
true?
1000% accurate.
Oh man,
They stink up the whole
But
house.
but they're
They
but
did.
they're not even that good anyways.
are
No,
you kidding me?
Uh, they're
worse.
they're
We're gonna save
awful.
this for later on in the roadmap here on that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So
Uh,
we also have you have the dreamers of the Griswold family Christmas that also have the Thanksgiving. Hey, I'm gonna invite everybody's family over, and then you get in your head like, oh, this is gonna be great, and then you make it happen, and then your child gets bit in the face by the dog, and all the grumblies, and your favorite college football teams lose, and then you leave in the middle of the night because you're over it, and so.
the that yeah, I mean, I always like to confront truth head on, and that by design was supposed to be the Hallmark movie Thanksgiving for Gigi.
Landon, this would have
Absolutely
been like
ruined worse than a kid can.
you're going into the red zone and you're like, I'm going to not only score, I'm going to put a 2-point conversion. And you get there and you fumble, and the other team is going back for 6 points because it's a debacle.
I don't know. Honestly, Domino's, again with Chris, Domino's sounds way better than like 80% of the food that actually gets served. Oh.
Power rankings of food. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, this is very, yeah. And I feel like it's so hard to please everybody. Like that's why I try.
Well,
to
that's what I'm going to bet. Yeah. So we'll take this head on, and then we'll continue this road of the traditions and the fancy feast week. And I mean, we'll even have our grumpy gratitudes. But so what I would warn for the listener is whatever you're thinking in your head and the Hallmark moment, I would say give yourself a realistic view and don't put too much pressure, and understand that things could go awry, and you might have an awesome story, or you could break some relationships on this. So
either way, it'll definitely be memorable.
oh man, so I don't know. I feel like I ruined your Thanksgiving that weekend, Christopher. The great pumpkin of 2017.
No,
Gigi.
No, man.
Well, she's gonna listen to
was
this
flowing
anyway,
like wine,
so
man. We're good.
yeah. I mean, I think it's just the you get in your head. Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, I'm gonna be. You try to put this. Now I just, hey, who's available? Who's bringing what? Let's do this. We have the opposite effect for the Cincinnati one this year because there was a miscalculation on the date, so we're going to miss out on Sarah's side this year because they're having it on the actual Thanksgiving. We thought it was going to be the weekend before, but
like tomorrow or
Sunday or something like that. Yeah, like this weekend. But hey, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
So we love sports. We love food. I mean, how do we want to entertain? How are we going to, as Maximus, make sure that the crowd's entertained on this one? Are we gonna roll our food rankings or memories?
No.
How we or memorable moments in sports? Or would you even care about that? Are we looking forward to any matchups this weekend or next weekend of Thanksgiving?
I think it'd be fun just like if you had like the most perfect Thanksgiving, like from start to
look at this
end of
guy
the day,
trying to fill in the couch coach here.
Mm-hmm.
Like how would it go? Like
the perfect Thanksgiving?
It's like
this is great because you got a single dude and then a married guy with kids and then a married dude whose dog eats everything inside.
Yeah.
I wonder if Chipper likes Thanksgiving food.
Ooh.
Probably. But I don't know. Maybe it's like if you could like plan out, perfect Thanksgiving, like what food it would you rather have, and like what food is like why are we having this? Maybe
okay. So you're setting this up as far as like, are we doing the whole course? Like, oh, we're getting appetizers and then like waiting on the turkey and then the actual feast and desserts? How are we playing this ranking? Are we counting rolls, sides?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Power rankings of food,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Well, I guess let's start with this. Like, what time do we even like Thanksgiving? Like, what time is even the best
Oh,
time?
that's controversial because then
Yeah.
some of you
A
got
lot
two
of
of them.
controversy there. Yeah.
Oh,
So what?
are you a nooner
I
or you kind of
well,
like that
I
afternoon?
well, I mean, I would like it to be like as soon as the games start, like 12 o'clock. Like, oh, football is just, or whenever the first football game. Like, okay, we've been preparing all morning. Hopefully, hopefully you haven't eaten anything. So like, oh, I can't really dig in. And as soon as like all the food's done, like kickoff starts, and you just get to enjoy. So I'm definitely more of like as soon as like afternoon, kickoff. Let's start to eat. Which unfortunately that hardly ever happens. But like, start off like that'd be my perfect start.
Ooh, Christopher's perfect start would be the Macy's Thanksgiving parade. I'm just kidding. This man hates fun.
Oh,
All right.
let me tell you something about parades.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I mean, let's break Gigi's heart while we're here.
I hate them all. I just don't like them. And people were like, "Oh, Chris, why don't you?" No, they're awful. They're loud. They're cheesy. It's kids are involved with the candy. And it's just none of it's good. Like it's. I've tried, guys. In college, I participated in my fraternity's parade. We helped build the float one time. I mean, I've really given this a go, and I want to give if everyone loves parades, I want to give it a fair shake, and just think wildly. I've even woken up and like, okay, there's nothing else on TV. I will watch this parade on TV. I'm like, this is poor commentary. This is just it's just bad, and so there's the Rose Bowl and all that stuff. I understand there's talented folks involved. This is not my yeah. It's just
so like not even like a let's say like let's say if the Predators won the Stanley Cup, you would not like the parade for that.
He would have a bevy in hand.
now
I think he could do it.
Now that might be to see the cup
because that's a celebration.
to see the cup.
That's what parades are for. It's kind of like a celebration.
What are we celebrating?
To see the cup and to see that to have it tossed around up and down Broadway, that whole nine. Yeah, I mean, but again, it's gonna be a big crowd. It's gonna be a big expensive.
This guy hates people.
Going down.
A man of the people who hates the people.
Just
sounds
tell
about
you
right.
what, man. The older I get,
The
less I can deal
grouchier.
with the crowds. I just don't deal with the traffic, the nonsense. Yes.
The listeners, just so you know, Gigi loves parades. I don't know how to answer your question, Landon, because I try to live my life just simple, but it's always a stress fest. So when
your whole life is stress. So.
Make it work. I tell myself that, at least.
Yeah.
The working man with kids, and so with kids, and the perfect day would be making sure no child throws up, complains, doesn't say anything bad about the food or hurt anybody's feelings or share any stories. That would upset folks. I mean, realistically, I wish I was just watching football the entire time, and so that's pretty difficult. You can't you kind of have to blend around and talk to family, and especially if you're the host. So we've held a Thanksgiving host. I think that's some big pressure there.
Yeah.
being
the host, Christopher, being a host of Thanksgiving, you think that which one's more of a pressure point on that being?
So, did I mention on the last podcast? Maybe I didn't. So for instance, we had our Friendsgiving, this past weekend at Friendsgiving,
Oh,
and my boy Josh, he hosted in the borough, and honestly, it was not a bad drive from Pleasant View.
were there any kids?
What, yes,
Okay, I
but
cut
Josh has
you
a
off.
big house. Josh has a big house, and so they're all running outside because it was still good weather. They're outside. They're playing basketball. They're upstairs playing shooting Nerf. The whole thing. Like they were away from me for the most part. For the
Yeah.
most part. So yeah, I mean it worked out well. So Josh was like, "Man, this is great. Like, you know, hosting isn't bad. I don't have to worry about driving home. We didn't have to worry about that." I was like, "Yeah, man. Sometimes it's worth cleaning the house, hosting, and cleaning the house again, just so you don't have to drive."
Yeah, I was trying to describe like in my fantasy world of having kids is you don't want the kids puking, you don't want them you don't want them complaining. But it is easier when when we had family up here and did the host thing and Papa Tim, he's firing up the grill and doing all the things with the
Mm-hmm.
turkey and the ham. So
Now there is a
that
lot of
was,
stress, but really once everything commences and goes, really, I mean it's
but you got to keep in mind as the host that it's could go either way. So you don't want to put too much pressure in saying it's going to be this amount of
it depends
hallmarking.
on right, and it depends on your expectation. I mean, we've been like our friend group, we've been hanging out for 25 years, 30 years. I mean, we've known each other like 15 years, as adults. I mean, it's just we know what we're gonna expect. There's no surprises really. Like hanging out, having a few adult bevs, and just letting the kids kind of do their thing. Josh installed the gorilla, where it's like the basketball goal like right outside of his driveway. Did Don set there, so the kids were out there last backboard.
Nice.
Yeah, doing the thing. Yeah,
Ooh.
he's really proud of it. Yeah, he got it. He put. I guess he had it for like a year in the garage, and then finally a buddy said, "Hey, like Dick's Sporting Goods or one of them will like literally come out and install it for you. They'll dig the hole, pour the concrete because it's 8 feet of concrete or it's something insane. It's it's really like a pro setup.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Basketball goals are not allowed to exist in our neighborhood with the HOA. So the rule is you
Ours
can.
too.
What?
Yeah, it's a thing, Landon.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing, man. Ours is that you have to put the goal attached above your garage, or like you can't have it, or it has to be like hidden. Like
Yeah.
Man, I feel like I potentially like depending on like the garage, that could potentially be really dangerous. Like if you have a bad shooter, don't know what they're doing, just bust like a wall, like bust a hole through the wall on the garage.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And I'm surprised that they can have because they in a bougie neighborhood too. Funny because I think it's right down Leanna Swamp. Right
oh, shout out!
Yeah.
Man, that'd be awesome if we had a listener that would be like, oh, I
Oh,
know
yeah.
the Louisiana Swamp.
I drove right the old stomping grounds weekend. Yep.
Oh man.
And that will conclude our first half of episode 4. Thank you so much for listening, and again, part 2 will be next week. Thank you, everybody. See y'all soon.